Hare Krishna, Bhagavad Gita as it is, chapter number 2, श्लोक नंबर 39। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णवों की जय। ओम अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानांजन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। जगत गुरु श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय, अनंत कोटि वैष्णवों की जय। श्री कृष्ण हमारे सनातन माता पिता हैं और जब हमने उनको अपने स्वतंत्र होकर रहने की इच्छा प्रकट की तो उन्होंने हमें इस मृत्यु लोक में भेज दिया। लेकिन भेजने के बाद उन्होंने सोचा कि मेरे बच्चे इस मृत्यु लोक को ही अपना स्थायी निवास स्थल समझने लगेंगे। इसीलिए भगवान ने हमें हमारा असली स्वरूप, कर्म और घर का पता बताने के लिए भगवत गीता का ज्ञान अर्जुन को दिया। भगवान ने सांख्य योग, कर्म योग तथा भक्ति योग के द्वारा अर्जुन को उसके चिर स्वरूप, स्वधर्म तथा भक्ति के विषय में समझाया और अर्जुन के माध्यम से हम सभी को यह परम आवश्यक ज्ञान दिया। कितने अचरज की बात है कि किसी भी विद्यालय में यह ज्ञान नहीं दिया जाता जो कि परम आवश्यक है। जैसे मैं कौन हूं, कहां से आया हूं और कहां जाऊंगा, भगवान कौन है और मेरा उनके साथ क्या संबंध है। यह महत्वपूर्ण ज्ञान एकमात्र भगवत गीता यथास्वरूप या एज इट इज में दिया जाता है और बिल्कुल उसी तरह जैसे कि भगवान ने अर्जुन से कहा था। और श्रील प्रभुपाद ने इसे इंग्लिश और हिंदी दोनों भाषाओं में अनुवाद किया और अब तो 60 से भी ज्यादा भाषाओं में इसका अनुवाद हुआ है। आइए अब अर्जुन के मन की दुविधाओं को हम समझने का प्रयास करते हैं। वह सोच रहा था कि यदि वह अपने परिवारजनों और बंधुओं को मारेगा तो वह नरक का भागीदार बनेगा, और फिर वह सोच रहा था कि यदि वह जीत भी गया तो जीत का आनंद वह भला मनाएगा किसके साथ। इससे तो अच्छा ये रहेगा कि वह सब कुछ छोड़कर हिमालय में तपस्या करने चला जाए। ऐसी सोच से अर्जुन पूर्ण रूप से निराश हो गया। उसका गांडीव छूट गया और वह रथ के पिछले भाग में हताश होकर बैठ गया। फिर अर्जुन ने श्री कृष्ण से कहा, शिष्यस्ते हम शादिमां त्वं प्रपन्नम। ऐसा कहकर पूर्ण समर्पण किया अर्जुन ने और कहा कि हे कृष्ण, आप मेरे गुरु हैं, मैं आपका शिष्य हूँ। कृपया मुझे निश्चित रूप से बताइए कि मुझे क्या करना चाहिए, मैं सोचने में असमर्थ हूँ। तब भगवान ने अर्जुन के भय को दूर करने के लिए उसका और युद्ध के मैदान में उपस्थित सभी योद्धाओं के असली स्वरूप जो कि आत्मा है तथा आत्मा और शरीर का पूर्ण ज्ञान दिया, जिसे सांख्य योग कहते हैं। फिर कर्म योग के द्वारा भगवान ने अर्जुन को उसके स्वधर्म के विषय में बताया। लेकिन इतने पर भी अर्जुन युद्ध करने के लिए तैयार नहीं हो रहा था। वह अपने ही सुख की बात सोच रहा था, अर्थात अपनी इंद्रिय तृप्ति की सोच रहा था। वह युद्ध के परिणाम से आसक्त हो गया। इसलिए भगवान ने अर्जुन से कहा, सुख दुखे समे कृत्वा लाभा लाभो जया जयो ततो युद्धाय युज्यस्व नैवं पापम अवाप्स्यसि। भगवान अर्जुन को कर्म योग बता रहे हैं, लेकिन कर्मयोग में भी भगवान अर्जुन को अपने कर्मों के परिणाम से आसक्ति यानी अटैचमेंट रखने के लिए मना कर रहे हैं। और भगवान अब अर्जुन को भक्ति योग के विषय में तैयार कर रहे हैं। वे अर्जुन से कह रहे हैं कि तुम मेरी प्रसन्नता और इच्छा के लिए युद्ध करो, और जब तुम ऐसा करोगे तो तुम कर्म बंधन से नहीं बंधोगे। इसलिए श्री कृष्ण ने अर्जुन से कहा कि अर्जुन, तुम सुख दुख, लाभ हानि, जय पराजय कुछ भी मत सोचो और सिर्फ युद्ध करो, जो कि तुम्हारा कर्तव्य है। और ये शिक्षा भगवान ने हम सबको अर्जुन के माध्यम से दिया, क्योंकि हम सब भी अपने कर्म फल से आसक्त हो जाते हैं और हमें उन्होंने ये ज्ञान दिया कि हमें सिर्फ अपना कर्म करना है और भगवान पर पूर्ण विश्वास रखना है कि वे हमारे नित्य माता पिता हैं, वे हमारे सुहृद हैं और वे हमें वो देंगे जो हमारे लिए निश्चित रूप से हित में होगा। Now in this श्लोक number 39, Shri Krishna says, एषा त अभिहिता सांख्ये बुद्धिर योगे त्विमां शृणु बुद्धया यया पार्थ कर्म बंधमं प्रहास्यसि। एषा ते अभिहिता सांख्ये बुद्धिर योगे त्विमां शृणु बुद्धया युक्तो यया पार्थ कर्म बंधमं प्रहास्यसि। Shri Krishna is telling Arjun that I have explained to you all about the soul and the body in a very detailed manner in Sankhya Yoga. Now you listen to me very carefully about Buddhi Yoga, and if you do all your actions with intelligence, then Parth, you will be free from all kinds of reactions of your actions. So here basically Shri Krishna is teaching Arjun the technique by which he will not be entangled in the reactions of his karma. Srila Prabhupada explains to us that every reaction, whether it is good or bad, has a reaction and we just cannot avoid it. Good actions will lead to good result and bad actions will bring bad result. So here Srila Prabhupada says that if we work only for the happiness of Sri Krishna and not for our own sense gratification or happiness, then we are free from the karmic cycle. Arjun was not willing to fight as he was thinking about the happiness and sorrow, which was taking him away from the wisdom and duty as a Kshatriya. Arjun was unable to think that by not doing his duty, he is actually inviting defame for himself and will surely go to hell for neglecting his duties. Srila Prabhupada explains that every action has a reaction, and this is called karm bandhan, and bandhan is bondage. The pious activities make the future good and it can lead a person up to heaven. But the moment the fruits of the pious activities are exhausted, the same person falls back in this temporary world where all kinds of sufferings, miseries are there, like old age, disease and death. Similarly, the reactions of the impious activities also leads a person to hell where lot of pain and torture is inflicted, and after the period of punishment is over, then the soul takes a new body according to the karma and desire of the past life. So this is the karma bandhan which Sri Krishna is telling Arjun, and he is teaching him the technique by which Arjun will not be entangled to the bondage of his actions. So now Sri Krishna is very clearly telling Arjun that Arjun, if you do all your work only for my happiness, then you will not be caught in the reactions of your actions. And we must never forget that whatever Sri Krishna is telling Arjun, actually it is meant for each one of us. And we have to learn how we can be out of the karma bandhan. Now Sri Krishna is telling Arjun about Buddhi Yoga. Buddhi Yoga means spiritual life. Srila Prabhupada explains that Sri Krishna has explained Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga and Buddhi Yoga to Arjun because he wants to give the knowledge to all of us so that we know how to go back to Sri Krishna, which is our permanent home. Yoga means connection, and by the means of Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga and Buddhi Yoga, we can reconnect our lost connection with Sri Krishna and go back to Him. It is like renewing our mobile and to enjoy the mobile services of being connected with our family and friends. Srila Prabhupada explains that the Supreme Soul lives in each heart of every living entity, along with the individual soul. Sri Krishna is the Supreme Soul, and the individual soul is the part and parcel of the Supreme Soul, and it is subordinate to the Supreme Soul. Why do we call Sri Krishna as Supreme? It is because He is the provider and controller of everything, and every individual soul is subordinate and must take the orders from the Supreme. This is known as Buddhi Yoga or intelligence. Just the same way as the father is the head of the family in this material world and is considered to be the supreme, and all the other members take his orders as he is the provider and the caretaker of the entire family. And all the family members are expected to work for the happiness of the head of the family and not in any way that they like to work. And this is how in the family there can be peace and order. So it's very clear that we should not do our work in the way that we like, but we should do the way Sri Krishna has prescribed in Bhagavad Gita. In chapter number 10, shlok number 10, Sri Krishna says, Tesham satata yuktanam bhajatam priti purvakam. Srila Prabhupada explains that the people who are engaged 24/7, which means always, in the services of Sri Krishna, satata yuktana means always engaged. And how are they engaged? Bhajatam priti purvakam, which means lovingly and not forcibly that I have to do this work, so let me just do it somehow and finish it. The best example of serving Sri Krishna without thinking about any personal happiness is Mother Devaki and Vasudeva. They tolerated so much of pains and sufferings only to carry out the orders of Sri Krishna, which was given to them in the forecast through Akashvani. They sacrificed their 6 children one after the other and never felt that why should they give birth to Sri Krishna. In the material world, each one of us is attached with the fruits of our action, and we do everything for our happiness, and very rarely find a person like Srila Prabhupada who works only for the happiness of Sri Krishna. So here in this shlok, Sri Krishna is teaching all of us the technique of getting free from the reactions of our karma. And Srila Prabhupada is teaching us how should we do our work lovingly and not merely artificially, with the example of gopis and the cowherd boys of Vrindavan. The gopis and the cowherd boys used to always think about only and only Sri Krishna. They had no other business other than thinking about Sri Krishna. But they never thought Sri Krishna as supreme or God. They just loved him and did not know anything other than Sri Krishna. So they were always engaged in the thoughts of Sri Krishna. And on the other hand, Srila Prabhupada gives the example of Kans and Putana also, who were also always engaged in the thought of Sri Krishna, but their thinking was how to kill Sri Krishna. They used to make every day new plans how to kill and destroy Sri Krishna. But Sri Krishna is so loving, so merciful that he delivered both Putna and Kans and took them back to his abode, which is Golok Vrindavan. Ishwarah Sarvabhutanam Riddheshe Arjun Tishtati. It means that Sri Krishna is residing in every heart and he exactly knows all our intentions and actions. So if we also always think about Sri Krishna, then we will also be free from the endless cycle of birth and death in this material world. Just imagine how easy it is to be delivered just by thinking about Sri Krishna. We can be free from our karmic cycles. In chapter number 9, shlok number 26, Sri Krishna says, Patram pushpam phalam toyam yome bhaktaya prayachati. Patram means leaf, pushpam means flower, phalam means fruit, and toyam means water. Srila Prabhupada explains that Sri Krishna is saying that if one offers me a little leaf or a flower or a fruit, even a drop of water, if the person doesn't have any of these things, then if he just offers me a drop of tear, yome bhaktaya prayachati. How does he offer me? He offers me all these things with love. Then I accept it. Just imagine the Supreme Lord of the three worlds is clearly spelling out what he wants from us. And does he have any need of these things? No, certainly not. He is saying it so that we may feel good by serving him lovingly, and then he also reciprocates to us in the same manner. In Bhagavad Gita, chapter number 4, shlok number 11, Sri Krishna says, Ye yatha mam prapadyante tam sataiv bhajamyaham. It means that in whichever manner my devotees they serve me, I reciprocate to them in the same manner. Just like the way when a little child offers a small piece of chocolate to his parents lovingly, the parents give him back a bigger chocolate. This is exactly what Krishna also does with us. And this is the loving bond between each one of us and Sri Krishna. I am very sure that by now each one of us have clearly understood what is Sankhya Yoga, Karma Yoga and Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. Srila Prabhupada explains that Sankhya Yoga is like a description, a detailed description of the different parts of the tree, like branches, leaves, trunk, fruit, flowers. And Buddhi Yoga is the intelligence which makes us understand that if we simply water the roots of the tree, then we do not need to water every single leaf and branch, and the entire tree will be green and healthy. So by watering the roots is known as Buddhi Yoga or Bhakti Yoga. And if we try to water every leaf and branch, that is like Sankhya Yoga. Sankhya Yoga and Karma Yoga are like climbing stairs. It's difficult. And Bhakti Yoga is like taking the lift and reaching straight to Sri Krishna, who is our destination from where all of us have fallen in this temporary material world. And the ultimate goal of Buddhi Yoga is to guide us back to Godhead Sri Krishna. I bow down to Srila Prabhupada, who has taken so much of pains to translate each and every word of Bhagavad Gita and give it to us in the same manner as Sri Krishna told to Arjun, so that we can understand how to get back to Sri Krishna, which is our permanent home, and how to come out of the reactions of the karmic cycle. I bow down to each listener of mine who take out time to listen to my Bhagavad Gita shloks so patiently. And I thank everyone to write the comments, because it encourages me and it enlightens me and it gives me the confidence that whether I'm able to explain it and whether I'm being able to deliver it the way Srila Prabhupada wants us to understand. I bow down to every listener and I thank each one of you for your support, love, and all the encouragement that you give to me through your comments. Please continue doing the good work of sharing the Bhagavad Gita shloks with your family and friends, as this is the best way that we can show compassion and love towards every person in this entire creation. Hare Krishna, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Anant Koti Vaishnavon ki jai. We shall meet again next week and see how Sri Krishna is helping Arjun to understand the Bhakti Yoga, which is the Buddhi Yoga. And he wants us to understand Buddhi Yoga and apply it in our life and get back to Sri Krishna, who is our permanent father and mother. Hare Krishna.